This morning, my dad called up for me, all excited and happy. He generally is grumpy because we don't get to meet often, but today was different. He had learnt video chatting from one of his young friends around and was elated about how now we could chat face to face, well, virtually. He was really excited about how his old school wishes of being able to see the person you are talking to are being met by the innovations of the modern technology. I was happy for him too. But what fascinated me more was how perfectly the traditional was being blended with the modern. Hi, I'm Roshan, and today it's time for us to explore one such anecdote where modernity and tradition served as an awesome concoction for an enviable work culture.
Ambuja is a great company. It has grown from a humble beginning of 1 million tons to 30 million tons in a span of 27 years. Today, when I look at the contribution of all Ambujites over the last 27 years, I'm really delighted to see at 30,000 crores, we are amongst the most valuable cement companies in India.
Their roots have always been amidst tradition, and with strict focus on quality and safety, they also promote individuality.
A great contribution of Ambuja's success lies in its spirit and ethos of I Can, which basically means empowerment to the people.
I never thought I will work in any company for such a long time, but and just in a couple of years I realized that I'm never going to leave it, and I haven't left it. So it has been great. We've seen a lot of changes in this company, from Indian management to being a part of a multinational company.
An unprecedented growth and acquisition by the global conglomerate Holcim led to a few transitions in the way people worked at Ambuja, and some changes in culture crept in too.
In the last 8 years, what has happened is that the company has been taken over by a Swiss multinational Holcim, and we have had a very transformational journey since then. So starting with a lot of transformations in each of the functional areas, the processes, the systems, and all of this has impacted not just the processes and the systems, but the entire DNA of the company, the entire culture of the company.
A need was felt to develop Holcim leadership competencies, and thus was introduced Ambuja Step, a leadership development journey that focused on creating a pool of people coaches through building a coaching culture.
When we made the vision of the company to be more sustainable and competitive, it was a very well thought strategy, because you can only be sustainable if you're competitive, and you can only be competitive if you're sustainable. We came out with a unique program after doing an assessment of the top 100 managers of the company, and we felt that if Ambuja has to have a space in the next 20 years of leadership, it has to invest in its people. What we found was that our people were very good functional skills, but perhaps not as good in the leadership skills, and that's how we gave birth to a new program called STEP.
STEP program is actually based on a very scientific theory, and it has a scientific design which has been evolved out of it. Design of this program is based on a lot of classroom sessions, practice sessions, a lot of coaching, and of course talking to each other.
If I were to look at the people I work with closely, I think there's a little more of a culture now of understanding some of these techniques, dealing with people. I think coaching is something that doesn't come very naturally to us, but we made that effort to coach people and to get coached.
Each individual was mapped as per the competencies which Holcim finds that these are the competencies one a manager should possess. So there was a gap analysis. These 8 sessions were spread over 1.5 years, And between the 2 coaching sessions, we had enough time to really reflect, practice those concepts which were taught in our 101 workshops.
Multiple learning components formed a part of this journey, which aimed at skill building through behavior modeling.
Well, I clearly remember when this matter was discussed. I had at the beginning pointed a few thoughts there. Very clear, visible leadership should come out. Managerial skill should improve. The person should, acquire some more holistic understanding. And finally, as a CFO, I would say, finally, he should be more productive.
Cruising over around 8 touch points in a span of around 2 years, STEP involved high-impact learning tools and frameworks.
Sometimes as leaders we forget that, or rather it's easy to give feedback which is positive, but when it comes to give feedback which is developmental, then it's always a bigger challenge. And especially if there are teams which are already producing or performing extremely well, but they still need to be given some developmental feedback. I think STEP taught us those very simple techniques and tools to be able to handle that well.
Some people came and told me when they were undergoing this course, how it has changed the lives of the people. They said that, sir, now we are delegating more to the people. The natural tendency is to do everything by oneself. Now they have come and said, sir, we are delegating, we are developing the people so that they can do the job equally well as they thought they would do.
When I just sit back, relax for a minute and think of this particular program, I realize that yes, I have learned so many things and which I can practice and which I am in fact practicing, and I am experiencing that yes, what they taught us is really a true story.
To the new batch that is coming in, I would first of all like to congratulate them that they are on this program. Not everybody gets to come in this program.
All of us in Ambuja are leaders in some way or the other. But you've been picked out because you're in the talent pool, you are people who are obviously the next generation of leaders. So it'll be great if you, in my view, just immerse yourself in all of these techniques that are given to us.
My sincere wishes are with them, and I'm sure they will make best use of this opportunity.
Managers who embrace change are the ones who eventually emerge out stronger, and they're the ones who are built to last. So I would welcome all of you to embrace this beautiful program of STEP. Let's all together go back with the ICANN spirit and make sure Ambuja continues to remain the best cement company, not only in India, but in Holcim.
This was a great experience, and the incoming batch is all decked up for it. But I'm sure this is just a step ahead in the unprecedented growth journey of Ambuja.